I like to work quietly. When I'm working, I listen to what I'm doing, because even things like frets, if a fret is loose, just by running my hand up and down it, it kind of makes a whoosh sound. And you need to be able to hear that. And you think, actually, before I've even looked at it, because sometimes it's so minimal, it's like half a hair. It's loose, but you can't even see it's loose. But you can hear it and you can feel it's loose. So I'm getting a bit of tear out there, which tells me that I probably need to flip the direction and go with the grain as opposed to against it. And then it starts to glide through. And then whoosh. It's really important to just listen to the materials, to what they want to do, what they'll let you do. Almost hear it singing already. This is spruce, and this is what we make the braces out of, and quarter sawn. You see the tightness in the grain, so yeah, you want them perpendicular. This is a slab of Honduran mahogany, and this is getting ultra rare to find. It's not big enough for a neck, so what I will do is probably make M blocks out of it for the internal components. But this is very old, very old. This is my great granddad's chisel, but because it's cast steel, it's a lot softer, sharpens so beautifully. They don't really make steel like this anymore. This is Sheffield cast steel, sharp as a razor. My great granddad, I think, was born in Mermaid Street. My grandparents were farmers. They're actually both in the land army and worked all these fields for the longest while. And Grandad was actually, so many stories. Grandad was actually locked in the Wipers Castle for being drunk. Because they didn't have like an overflow prison, so they locked him in there overnight. And yeah, just so many great stories like that. It's an interesting place, Rye. I love it. I totally love it. I love that my roots are here. I think you've got to have the right sort of mentality to be here, because it's pretty isolated. And so people either leave to find entertainment, or they create their own entertainment, sort of thing. You have to. And this is what I found. It was hard to find work after 2008 for many reasons, and I did some real rough jobs in the years following that, really awful stuff. But I managed to earn enough to practice tinkering with instruments in my spare time. I had my first ever workbench made from an old door. I started collecting books on musical instruments, and I taught myself soldering, and I started my first ever instrument restorations, and that's where it really hit me, the bug, you know. And it was kind of after many years of this arrangement and lots of saving, I was fortunate enough that I could attend one of the best luthier schools in the world at the Gallup Guitar School in Michigan. It was life-changing to be mentored by true masters, you know, the real deal. It was incredible, and I learned so much, and more than I thought possible. Yeah, so this is what I made in America, and I like the inlays. It's definitely one of the nicest things I've made. I really like this head inlay as well. This is Ziracote, I think Cocobolo and mahogany and flamed maple in there as well. You see like little tiger stripes. It kind of catches the light and refracts it back. Yeah, but hopefully one day I'll get a bit of a name for myself as a maker, and yeah, I just love the difference in the wood on the back. It's beautiful. I have this thing in my head where I'm like A clock, B clock. So the A clock is like faster turnarounds. It's things, basically repairs and maintenance, like a garage. People come in, I need this sorting because I'm doing this. Okay, and then you have this B clock, which is much slower, and it's the things that you want to achieve. It's the things that you want to build and create. They don't necessarily earn you any money to begin with. It takes the evenings and the weekends, you know, just to get it working. But then all of a sudden it's you can incorporate it into your A clock, and it's there, and you're using it day to day, you know. especially since the pandemic as well, because everyone's been at home, like clearing out their attics and wanting to either restore stuff that has been kicking around in the closet or whatever for years, or they want to learn how to play it. And they finally got round to, oh, let's get the guitar out. I've finally got time to play it. So they get the guitar out and it's in a total state. It might be their great granddad's guitar, and they bring it to me. And since the pandemic, I've noticed a huge rise in those kind of like sentimental restorations. And that's beautiful for me because it's got a story. This job is meaningful every day because these instruments are an extension of our bodies. For the musician, for the owner, they express themselves through them. It's like driving a car with the tracking out. You know, you want to be cruising down the road at 100 miles an hour, comfortable seat, music on, and it feels good. It feels so good. But if the tracking's out, and maybe one of your tyres is flat, you're going to have a hard time, you know. And my job is to try and get it to work better and get that person to that moment where it's seamless and it works and it's speaking to them and they can get what they want out of it.